Okay guys, we got a 2022 Can-Am Defender. This is a brand new one, and people are having trouble with the patterns because the pattern is off. Whoever made these patterns, it don't allow for this or how big the glass is in there. Here's the thing. This thing does not fit right here. This point right here where this curve's at is too far up. So therefore, when it does that, it brings this particular angle out to here. And the window doesn't sit square. So here's the problem with it. This blue tape stops up here where the window stops. But now watch this. When I let this thing down, I'm hoping my camera's getting it up there. Look how far we've got past that edge. So this stops at the edge. So we've got exactly 1 3/4 on the front that needs to be up in here. And the back, it don't go in the same depth because this is per se up here and down here, and the window's at an angle like this. So when we say that, and if we go, I'm gonna take this piece of tape off, I'm gonna put it on the outside for you, do the same thing on the outside, it changes everything. So I'm gonna stick this back here like this on this point. So here it only goes 1 inch up in there, so we're full 1/4 inch difference from here to here because of the way this thing's shaped. So here I'm gonna show you what we've done over here. I take a picture with my camera of the side of this Can-Am. This yellow represents that 1/4 inch that we need to go behind the seal. So if I take that yellow thing and move it over, you can see I've got us a 1/4 inch to right here where that's at. All right, on the top front here, when we do this, this piece here represents that inch and 3/4 that this goes up into the seal up in the top. So which means, in fact, Film and Vinyl Designs pattern, and when we lay it on here where it's supposed to go into the I'm gonna go the 1/4 inch up behind that piece. So if I bring this pattern over to the 1/4 inch where it needs to go behind the seal, you can see me come out on the other side. I've got it 1 layer behind that. We're gonna go up with it, and we're gonna go up to where it actually is hid behind that. I'm gonna bring it up to here like this. Now you guys can see that we're behind the seal where it needs to be. All right, now I've got to rock this pattern down because it sits in the window canted like this, because that's the way the window falls in the vehicle. So the time I drop that back that 1 1/4 it's supposed to be, and I bring this down to where it goes behind that seal and just below this yellow. What if I turn this to green where you guys can see it a little better? Let's go to right here. We'll turn it to lime green or something. That's better. It's a little more contrast. We're up to behind the seal where it goes. Y'all remember how the window fell down at a slope through the top of the thing. So here's what I'm telling you about this pattern right here. Kicked too far to the front, and the back is out of this, and the angle's all wrong like I was telling you before. That's why these things don't fit. This is the pattern that you guys provide for us. I just turned it green. All right. This is the updated pattern that I made. I'm gonna ease it up to right here. Now I'm doing my arrow keys to move it over. I'm gonna bring it over here to where I want it at. To this corner where this is where it's supposed to be, the top where it's supposed to be, and this. Now I'm gonna turn it a bright yellow so you can actually we'll do it a purple. Now you can actually see the contrast behind this. This is where I added to this pattern to make it fit. It's down below the seals. If you look right here, it's even with the top where it needs to be. It's a 1/4 inch below this seal down here. The pattern actually, if we move this green one back, this thing actually fits where it's supposed to behind here. It's not kicked out into the front. Now what we have right here, this purple pattern, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna turn that baby white so you can actually see a lot of contrast. That is how we've got it fixed. That's how much more we added to it here and here to make that fit. Now here's the question that everybody asks: how do you change that? I'm gonna go to this green one here. I'm gonna click over. This is your node tool here. I'm gonna click onto it. I'm gonna take this node right here. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my arrow key. I clicked onto it, highlight it. I'm gonna bring it down to where I want this curve into this corner where it needs to be. Then I'm gonna click one click to the right, you can follow it. Now when I click off of it, you see how this is over here like this. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take this one, click it down 1, 2 clicks. Now they don't all go 1 or 2. I'm gonna click this one down 1, 2. When I usually do this, I do that if it's within proportion. Now I'm gonna take this one, click right above it. I'm gonna bring it over to right here. Now I'm just gonna click on it, make it simpler. I'll just right click the arrows over and put it to where it needs to be. You now have a pattern that you can use. It's just like the one behind this one. Move that in just a little bit. I'll drag this one off of it. But you now have a pattern that fits. I think this is the one. Here you go. You can see the difference in the two once you bring them up. The blue is the one that I repaired, the light blue. I'm gonna bring it in until it's where it needs to be in the front. This is the way I set them up to cut them. Bring it up to where it goes. And what we've successfully done, we've added enough here and enough here that we're not gonna have any issues at all. So